Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching SOULCASTER. I'm Michael, and today we've got with us Megan. How are you doing, Megan?
I'm well, thank you.
So today we're going to discuss with all of you and ourselves. We're going to talk about cleansing your crystals. Why is it important to cleanse your crystals? Because a lot of people talk about cleansing. Why would you even bother doing that?
Well, you can't really take one shower and be clean for the rest of your life. Crystals absorb energy very often. They pull it from you or other people's energies, or, whether that be from a person or an animal or anything. So it can collect and they can get dirty. So it's important to give them a reset and go back to, just their pure state. So it's good to constantly do that for crystals so they can assist you best.
Do you feel that after a while they stop working because there's too much maybe other people's energy or the environment's energy around the crystal?
It depends. It depends on the crystal, I think. I think they always want to assist you. They always want to work for you and help you. Yeah, I think of crystals as a consciousness, on this planet that are much older than we are. So there can definitely be major blocks with them. I've actually had experiences where crystals shattered because there's too much energy attached to them. So I think it's important to look out for them. So it's good to help clean them. Yeah, I don't know if saying that they would stop working for you is the right way to phrase it, but they definitely can feel overwhelmed or blocked. Yeah.
Yeah, so and I've heard of, and also I've done this as well, as far as running water, putting it into living water. And there's a difference between just a faucet running water and living water.
Yeah.
Living water would be a stream, something coming from the ocean, some way, somehow connected.
Yeah.
And flowing. And then you have putting crystals in the sun. Now it's interesting because some crystals you should not put in the sun, and some you should not
put in
water.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anyone say anything about not putting in moonlight. Have you? Is there any particular one that you wouldn't do that with, or?
No, I think. Well, I often will do both. I'll put one in the windowsill for the sunshine to cleanse them, and then I'll put them in the moonlight to charge them. I'll do that often. I've never heard anyone say don't put it in the moonlight.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, some crystals, just in case someone might want to ask, well, why? From my understanding, some of them change their chemistry, also change their brightness, their color, so you wouldn't want to put it in the sun. And then there are some crystals that are actually poisonous if you get them wet and then you touch them or touch your mouth, or you're done. It's kind of over.
Yeah.
Like malachite. Do you know of any other ones?
Well, selenite is one that you wouldn't want to put into water because it would actually dissolve.
Okay.
It'll disintegrate and fall apart.
Right.
So yeah, the chemical structure of stones can be so different considering where did it come from, how was it, where on the earth was it, growing itself, So that's another thing to think about is the chemistry of the structure of the stone.
Now this is selenite, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's put this up. Now this is a good alternative if you don't want to do the sun, or you're not able to do the moon for whatever reason, and you don't know if you should put in water or not. By placing a crystal just right on top of this, it cleanses. Now, how does that work?
Well, selenite's really great because it has a direct connection to the higher consciousness, the crown chakra. So it very beautifully goes through the different planes of existence. The spiritual planes, where all the angels live, where all the ancestors live, et cetera, et cetera. So it can really just activate and clear through anything that might be murky or trying to connect to the stone. It's just like a big amplified, positive energy source. And it has a really beautiful way of connecting to that source. The Great Spirit, if you will, So selenite's great to use to help clear the other crystals, but at the same time, it's important to remember to clear selenite too, because it can collect as well.
And how do you do that?
There's two ways that I will clear selenite. I'll either roll it in sea salt, and just really visualize the sea salt pulling off any of the negativity, like a dark cloud. And when I feel like it's good and go, I'll pick it up and look at it, and usually it kind of shines, and I'll be like, okay, you're good to go, Or you can simply just use your energy. So you can hold it in your hand and blow onto it, and visualize kind of sweeping off that negative energy. I usually use the dark cloud imagery just so I can really see it coming off of it, You can use Reiki or whatever energy modalities you have,
Now, it's interesting. You're the first person I know to say that. I've had people say, oh, that's the one element, it just does it itself. So that's interesting. But I also know people that sometimes they smoke it.
They'll smoke selenite?
Well, no, not smoke. Like, you gotta be specific these days, right? Using whatever
like
kind of
sage
or some sort of incense or something like that.
You can definitely use sage. I love using sage.
Now, this is why I love this piece so much, because this is how simple it is. There you go.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like simple.
And it's beautiful, too.
I like simple. Yeah, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Superman.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that. And there's a lot in that movie. There's a lot in the comic book world of all this stuff. I mean, if you go into, which we'll talk about, one of the crystals in another segment. You look at Green Lantern. Crystals.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Totally. All right, cool. So what would be the wrap up? What would be the takeaway as far as cleaning crystals?
Well, I think making it work for you. So if you feel more comfortable leaving it in the sunshine or in the moonlight, some people like to put it in sea salt water. They'll go to the ocean, collect it, and bring it home and let it, roll it around. Sometimes you just want to, if you just energetically wipe it off. Sometimes you don't have time, or you don't have sage, or you don't have something. Just finding a way to have a conversation with the crystal and help cleanse it that way, So finding a way that works for you best. Awesome. Yeah.
Wow, cool. Oh, tell everybody your social media.
Oh, my social media is Megaleg, Megeleg. And you can follow me on Instagram. I also have another account, Wolf and Candle Apothecary, where I make candles and do energy healings and custom incense and oils and whatnot. So, yeah.
Cool. So kind of flash everybody's thing there, mine, yours, and of course, we want you guys to know that this piece was sponsored by Crystal's Garden, and I think it's an awesome place to get some pieces there. So definitely check that out, folks, and thank you so much. And you're watching SOULCASTER. Talk to you soon.